I'm Jane. Thank you so much for taking the time and checking this out. I appreciate it immensely. So I am a spiritual guide and I talk about all things ascension and love and how the energy of all of that works, because I nerd out on the how things work in the world and I like to share it. And I also assist people with reprogramming the human condition, basically. So, you know, after we unplug and we're like, I don't know what to do. So I help people unplug, reprogram, create anew from their heart, at least from that frequency, those heart codes. Anyway, so I wanted to share a conversation actually that I had multiple times today in multiple places. And so I'm like, maybe this is a thing today. So first of all, it's November 8th. And starting last night, so I went to a fire ceremony, the 7th day at 7 p.m. It's a fire ceremony held around the world. A friend of mine, a beautiful shaman named Robbie Warren, highly recommend checking her out, hosted one nearby, so I was able to attend that. So anyway, there must have been some crazy solar stuff going on, because I had a huge, it was like a headache. And it was like at 2 p.m. It was like all of a sudden everything went doink in my brain. And I've noticed that that is always related to what's happening in the cosmos. So I'm guessing the magnetosphere kind of did a little wubba wubba and the solar waves got like a little closer to the earth. And also they've been spraying in the sky those beautiful lines everywhere. You know, and I know that part of their intention in doing so is to block the solar energy, because I think it's a few folds why, but I think that part of the reason is that they don't want us to get too many of these solar waves. Too much of these frequencies. So I feel like part of the intention is in the high. At the same time, because it's a frequency, it's an energy of nature, it's a light wave that we are also made out of. When we are attuned and open to being attunable, we actually receive those energy vibrations in the highest. And that's part of our spiritual and physical evolution. So anyway, so they've been spraying all of that, so I'm guessing that's what it was. So anyway, part of the conversation, right? So there's this they entity that I refer to, and it's, you know, it starts off with this one they, and I get that we're all one, so like these are aspects of me, but like this one entity, the program, which I've talked about before. So it's this entity that, you know, like they spray shit in the sky, you know, they're the ones that create the educational system and create the drugging and the distracting of America, basically. Ran by the elite. It's great. Anyway, so the they, you know, we know that the they are listening. And it's funny because, you know, people will ask me, are you a conspiracy theorist? And I'm like, nope, I'm just realist and I kind of see what's going on, you know, and I am doing what I can to release my physical attachments to that program, right, that they. It's like I haven't had a television in years. I don't have the little Google Alexa thing, you know, just shit like that. Anyway, so I think that the majority of people know that they are listening. And we know this by, we can say the word Brussels sprouts, and next thing you know, you get an advertisement from Amazon that's like, do you want to order Brussels sprouts? We're like, that's weird, right? Oh, well, I spoke of it. We can mention a band, and next thing you know, you walk by the Alexa and she asks you, would you like to listen to that band? And the media has given us so many reasons that we need to rely on those things, right? We do not need to leave the house. We rely on just being able to call in the order, have things delivered. By listening, it's making our life easier. But by that removal of community and humaning and socializing, we become more realized in our dualistic nature. We become more separated from the connection of human. And I don't really think that's necessarily healthy for like our species, but whatever. But you know, as we, as a collective, as a human, as a species, feel like, oh, I must always order this online, I must watch the news, I must be plugged in, because they tell me that I need that, and that I need to be independent of or interdependent on that system that I can call on and then bring me what I need. And they give us so much fear that kind of surrounds all of that we literally don't want to like leave our home, because we have a fear of leaving our home, and then they exacerbate that belief by monetarily, one, benefiting, but also being like, yeah, you don't want to leave your house, make it easy, you don't even have to leave. And it's almost to where you then create this belief that it's weird if I want to leave. So in all of that, right, that we are so reliant upon, you know, the Amazon, the Google, the Facebook, the YouTube, the news, all of those things that aren't real, y'all. It's not even real. It's like shit on a screen. And I'm talking into one, like I get it. So I also know that there's this need for technology and the digital realm and robots and artificial intelligence. Like, it's so necessary. So it's like you have this is what I see. So I see us having this like human nature, right? And we have this like one type of being called human, and then technology starts to hit, right? And so we all do our like, "Rrr!" And so we've kind of come back together, and at the same time we're kind of doing this pull apart, and there's this like energy that's like connecting. It's never really separate. Again, we're all one. So you've got this energy of humans, and it's like, I must be plugged in. I'm afraid to leave the house. I eat chemical foods. I don't eat fruit and vegetables, because it's not so easy to order that shit and bring them to you. You know that, right? And I drink my sodas and I ingest this high fructose corn syrup, weird fake stuff. And I maybe drink a lot of alcohol. Maybe I smoke a lot of cigarettes. Not like tobacco medicine, but like the chemical sticks. Weird. And I rely on this, like all this fake stuff. And you've got this group of human, right? And they're like, I don't want to be a part of that program. I want to get back to nature. So I'm going to get together in tribe, in community. I'm going to eat fresh fruit and vegetables. I'm going to get off of the grid, right? And you have this spectrum of being all in between that. And you've got this far end that's like super duper, like heavily weighted, lower vibrational thoughts, words, and actions. And you have this like completely off the grid, living off the land, you know, rubbing dirt on themselves and not using soap, and like, and that's totally that, right? And eventually it's like a rubber band, right? And it can only stretch so far, because again, we are one. And so then it's gonna be like, holy snapback, which is where I see us heading. Quick. For reals. So it's like the people that are in this realm, right? The overly programmed and drug distracted and supporting they, a whole bunch. So a lot of them are getting sick and dying. The ones that are trying to be that, because this is what we're told is success, right? This is the elite, be like us. So people are killing themselves because they can't make it far enough, right? Because it always is ever expanding this way, again, before the bounce back. And those that are already way out here on this like outermost realm of that, they're the ones that have the most heavy density, sickness, illness, physiological pains, and they're dying, or they're killing themselves. And then you've got this group, again, still all one. I know it's weird for me. I feel like it's sometimes weird for me to say like the they and the us and the them, because it's all one. We're all one. That's why judging any of this shit is fucked up. Because it's just judging aspects of ourselves. Hello. Anyway, quantum spirituality through me. So anyway, so then you've got the off the gridders, right? Which are like way over here. And I feel like they're like so high vibe and so connected to nature and to earth and to the cosmos and to the seasons, that they're so high vibe that they are even almost hard to understand, even if you're floating here in this middle bit, right? Like, oh, those dirty hippies, right? And those elite zombies, right? So, and then you have the people that are like in this middle and they're unplugging. So here's the thing. It's all happening now. So like there are some of us, for example, right? I feel like homeostasis would be this like middle bit, like kind of going like this to kind of bring these two ends together for the bounce back. I mean, because it's always moving. It's all just one big like orb of energy, because it's energy. Anyway, so as we kind of are pulsating in this middle, saying like, yeah, I am attuned to nature and the land, and I eat live foods, and I love all beings everywhere. Woo, yeah, loka, samasta, sukino, bhavantu, living in that realm, right? And then you've got like, yeah, and I have technology because it makes life easier, and medicine is important, and prescription medicines can be very valuable in life. And mass communication to expand our connection with humanity, right? And money is not bad. Money is good. It's a form of energy, y'all. It's trees with art on it, right? And so have this group and this group and this group and this group and this group, and they come together, and it starts to create this space so that when the bounce back maybe happens, it's easier for those that have been maybe far out, man, on both ends. Right? So then they can come together, and there's already this beautifully furrowed channel that they can meet in the middle at and then grow from there. That's how I see us growing, y'all. Like, a lot of us are furrowing and building this channel, you know, and fuzz. Those things always like go in my eye. I'm like, I got something in my eye, and it's always like this random piece of fuzz. I don't wear anything fuzzy. Psh, I got enough hair. Anyway, digress. So yeah, this is where I see humanity going. It's where I see it growing. I spoke with a girl today, and she was like, it's not going to happen in my lifetime. Homegirl is like 23. And I was like, why don't you see it happening in your timeline? And she was like, because all my friends who are 23 are like, yeah, dude, like, yeah. And so I encouraged her to keep talking about it, keep being herself, and keep getting together in community. You know, she wants to like get off of Netflix 4 nights a week with her boyfriend and like put together a puzzle. And I'm like, yeah, do it, right? It may actually grow to like game night. And then next thing you know, the tribe, the community, your friends and neighbors and family are meeting at your house to congregate, to connect, to have fellowship, you know, all those church things that the church or religion totally fucked. Anyway, so this is my quantum spirituality spiel on this day of, you know, whatever the hell's coming in right now. I am feeling it physically. I'm feeling it. It's starting to like lift up. I've also been super cleansing today and yesterday. So this nature of us, it seems like because we know because of this far end, we know how deep it goes. And I think that it can be really hard to see the light when we don't think anyone else is going to ever leave this end, you know? And a lot of people are afraid to leave this end, afraid that they'll go too far this way and become a dirty hippie and have words come out of their face that no one understands, and oh, what if they think I'm so woo-woo because I'm spiritually connected and I see shit and I talk to light beings, or the animals communicate with me, or I just know things. Apparently I might be a little psychic, right? Because as this bounce back starts to go and grow, because of the way energy works, I'm going to nerd out for a second in the quantum world of the spirituality that I share. Because the way energy works, y'all, higher vibrations move faster through space and time, right? So space and time, as we call it. Anyway, so higher frequencies are also they also have an emotional partnership. There's like, you know, anyway. So like the vibration of love is faster than like the vibration of sorrow, right? They're different amplitudes. So this one moves faster through space and time. So the more people that like awaken, right? And remember that the heart is the center of all that we grow from, that kind of starts to take over, right? And the super heavier vibrations, the heavier densities, lower vibrations start to just kind of like fall away. Almost like just like peeling off layers, and then it goes back into the earth for us to use as our growth, because we're not judging that shit becoming that and then dying, but we're growing from that and we're looking at it and being like, oh, yeah, that didn't work. This is what we do now. We use the digital technology and we use all this beautiful energy, free energy, and new ways of transportation that we know of. And we use all that in light of the highest, right? The highest vibration. We do it in light, because the faster things move, the more light it has, the heavier it is, the lower frequency, the literally darker it is. So as people are feeling like, what if I'm the only one? People are gonna look at me crazy. Fuck that shit. Do it. Because I don't want to be like, you're gonna be on the winning team, but like quantum physically speaking, you're gonna wanna, you're not gonna want anything, but it may be of your highest good. I would just encourage, I would encourage, it'd be my encouragement, that we go toward that, fuck it, I'm gonna be myself, and I'm gonna express myself, and I'm gonna share what I see, I'm gonna share what I know, and I'm gonna be really vulnerable and really authentic, and it may have people look at me like I have 3 eyes. That's okay. Because maybe it's something that they're looking at you like, what? How are they reading my thoughts? How did they know I felt that too? Right? I find that to be so true, because when we come together, we communicate about what we're actually experiencing in life without justifying it, defending it. Just be like, I'm experiencing a lot of anger lately, y'all. I don't know why. Or I'm experiencing things, y'all, like I've been knowing some crazy shit. I keep getting these downloads about this, that, and the other. Because someone else that you're talking to, there's a reason you're sharing it. It's so that someone, it's everything that we say when it's of light and in our heart's nature, it's of the high. And that's what we all attune to and connect with, because it's the one thing that like connects and unites us all. It's the heart. It's that frequency. It's the baseline of human. It's the baseline frequency of the universe. That's the way I see it. So all this to say, as I love this music, y'all, the link will be down below. Bam! It's the Listening to Smile frequency music. I listen to it all the time, and I know I sound like a commercial. I don't even care. I'm an affiliate, but highly recommend it. You can get a discount and like for real listen to some healing frequencies. That way, as we're going toward this middle bit, headed toward a higher vibration, it allows ourselves to like come into center, and it allows our cells to come into center, to come into homeostasis, and it lets our brain say, yeah, I'm doing the right thing. Anyway, so my point to all this, first of all, keep on trucking. Please, keep on your path, whatever that path is, if it feels good and in your heart. Part of my point is that please don't hold humanity small. Humanity as a whole doesn't need that as the observer to observe, right? The observer changes that which they observe. That's quantum physics basics, y'all. basics. To look at humanity like, well, it's not going to happen in my timeline. Well, you just set up some fucked up timeline shit, yo. To think, yeah, humanity won't do it. Humanity won't unplug. Humanity is too worried and too greedy. Humanity does not need that perspective. They don't need that perception. Like it's not going to be of service, like to anybody, even the observer, because then it just feels kind of like, I don't want to watch that. Meh. It's a downer, right? It's not like, oh yeah, humanity's just going to die miserable and alone. Yay! It's not uplifting. Fuck that. We're made to be here in joy, y'all. For reals. Like joy and create. But also my encouragement and point in this is to find a balance, right? Because maybe like we're still plugged into this lack mentality, or we're chasing money, or there's never enough money, or maybe we're kind of closer to this middle space of, you know, money is a moot thing. I don't want it. I don't need it. And then there's this other part, or maybe that part's way over here. Maybe this is like, you know, money is actually great. It's beautiful. You know, it's like flowers. You know, it's like art on walls. You know, it's great. It's useful. To have one reliance on any one thing makes things unbalanced, not so healthy. So finding that balance of loving save money and loving the ability to have an iPhone or whatever and be able to use your thumbprint to access the phone. Y'all, I think that shit's weird. Codes are fine. Anyway, scanning faces. Whew, I find that so strange. I still can't get on board with that, y'all. Still don't want it to scan my face, even though I know that technically like anything could scan my face probably in just this video. Anyway. But my encouragement is to find this balance between having a vision and a hope, of having a vision of what the future can be like, you know, when it's kind of like the Jetsons, like no smog, no pollution, easy transportation, everything's easy, but like Jetsons, like on a farm, you know? So where there's like just an abundant garden growing everything you could ever want and need. So much that your neighbors get to benefit from it. And your neighbor's garden is so big that they're growing other shit that you didn't grow. And so you can have a doubly big garden and go over there and enjoy the fruits of their labor and love. I encourage that vision to be held. You know, encourage the vision, because as that happens, y'all, we not only do we shift humanity and like the feeling of being a human on this earth, but we change the literal earth. It sounded like I said little. The literal earth. The for real earthykins, y'all. Because when we live that way, when we're not so plugged in to all the program and the media and the technology and the drugs and the sodas and the chemicals and the McMeals, then we can't, when we're not so beholden to that, because again, it's this heavy density, y'all, it doesn't do shit for the earth. Earth is a high vibrational object. It's a very compassionate Mother Earth. She does nothing but nourish and give of herself all the time, right? Like, we get to remember that. That's a high vibe object that we are a part of, that we live on, that we're stewards of. Do we need to have fucking signs made out of trees that say, you know, save the earth? Nah, dog, fucking plant a tree. Turn off the TV. Get together in community and cook a meal together. Go back to tribal stuff. You know, celebrate the elements. Celebrate the oceans. You know? Like, do your part. Be an active participant in this life. So when we go to this middle part where we're an active participant in life and then maybe sharing the photos on the Facebook or whatever, that's like, look at all the trees that I planted, and look at all the shit that I picked up, and look, I found out how to repurpose these things that the city doesn't recycle. Until the city becomes inspired to recycle. Hold that vision. Anyway. We change the vibration of the Mother Earth, right? That's how we start to clean the oceans, because we're not sucking it all dry and putting all this plastic in it, because we don't need to have that when we're drinking out of glasses because we're at home. And not saying like stay at home, but like travel the world and visit people in their homes. Get to know their culture. Their culture if somebody came to the North Americas and were like, let me get in your culture, right? Like, I'm so curious, what's it like? Yeah, so let's all sit on a sofa, turn on a TV, and don't talk. Don't worry, we're not going to cook for you either. No, we'll just order that from like Postmates or some shit. It'll be from the restaurant down the street. Don't worry. It'll be in styrofoam. Don't worry. That'll be here for the next 25,000 years too. It's cool. That is a sorry ass excuse for human culture. My opinion. Such a sorry excuse. Talked about zombies today, and like the movie Night of the Living Dead, the original one, the black and white one, where they're coming to get you, Barbara. They're coming to eat your brains. It's what it is. It's feeding, it's eating the brain. It's decreasing electric activity and neural firing so that it's one side brain dominant, other side brain dormant, imbalance. Balance, right? I just wanted to share all of that. So there's that. I've been having more tribe gatherings myself, basically operating as a church of quantum spirituality, where we get together, we vibe high, we play music, we stand around a fire. I might lead a thing, we might just play around. Potluck, food, cooking, plant medicine, support, life support, supporting all life everywhere with an intention. You know, I've been having more events that I call them BDSM squared, because it's breath, discussion, sound, meditation, and movement, using this, listening to my own music. It's fantastic, it's medicine. Anyway, but coming together in community to like get all the 8 limbs of yoga in like a 2-hour nugget, and then I get to donate like 25% of the proceeds back to the community that helps the people that may need just more assistance. You know, perhaps they don't have homes, or they're in recovery, or, you know, the fun stuff. But like, that's how I am choosing to be my active participant self, you know, and I'm finding that the people that are coming and joining are finding their own inspiration and their own confidence and self-empowerment so that they can be who they are in this world from their aligned heart, being able to speak their truth, feel grounded and rooted, be connected to the divine that they are, and still be human, you know, not live, you know, like on a mountain, be all meditating and living that Zen life, because we still want to be an active participant. We want to give back. So if you're in the area, or you want me to come to your area, because apparently I'm going to different areas and doing this as well, having these quantum spirituality tribe gatherings. Also with cacao, because I like plant medicine and I like a heart opener, so I do cacao ceremonies. It's fun. But anyway, like, if you want to be a part of this, like, click one of the links below, like the email, or you can go to my website and be like, oh shit, yo, I can actually go to one of those events. I mean, I do a lot of them on full moons, because why not get together for bigger reasons than ourselves? Moon is big, big ass satellite. Nighttime bouncing some solar rays into our view. Anyway, so I'm gonna hop off here. I want to thank you for taking the time, checking this out, for liking it, for sharing it, whatever that you find to be in the most high and inspiring for you and others. Keep the balance, you know, take the time, create, breathe. Remember that it's all now. It's all now. Everything is just now. We are consciously creating this future together as this human tribe of one. And I'm honored to be a participant. I'm honored to be a part of it. I'm honored to be, you know, a way shower where I can. And I'm honored to be a student where I can. I'm honored that I get to have this experience. And I wish that and hope that for everyone out there, that everyone's like, fuck yeah, I actually get to do this. I'm not going to be, you know, enslaved by that elite man anymore. Nothing against men. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The patriarchy. So anyway, that is all. I hope you're enjoying your now as much as possible. Keeping warm if it's cold out, keeping cool if it's hot out, and feeling like Goldilocks wherever the fuck you may be. And I will hop on here another now. Take care of each other. Take care of yourself. I love you all. Namaste. Bye.